So are you also still extracting the details from the medical bills manually? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to use an AI agent to transform scan medical bills into expense reports. So like you, I also used to extract the details from all the medical bills manually, but this is such a time consuming and an error prone task. So to solve this problem, I have simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add a new medical bill into my Google Drive, automatically my AI agent is going to extract the content from that medical bill, and further we are just going to add that content into our Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Drive, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are just going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how I use an AI-powered automation to convert scanned or PDF medical bills into structured expense reports. It is perfect for healthcare administrations handling weekly reimbursements. So by simply uploading the files on your Google Drive, the AI agent reads each bill and extract the important details and add them into Google Sheets. This automation cuts hours of manual work into minutes and make reimbursement process much faster and more accurate. So let's dive in and build this step by step. So to do this, I'm simply going to open a new tab and I'm just going to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect. And after opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we are just going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of hours free every month to explore the application. But over here, I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And once I'm just going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to get started with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So if you also want to create a new folder, you can go towards this create new folder button and create your own. I'm just going to save my workflow in this folder only, which is automations, and I'm just going to name my workflow as AI agent to transform scanned medical bills into expense reports. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create. And once we are just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this, you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger, but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Drive. So I'm just going to search for Google Drive and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new file in specific folder and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Drive account with your Pabbly Connects workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And once I'm just going to click on this blue button, Pabbly is asking me to select my Gmail account, with the help of which I'm just going to connect my Google Drive. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account right over here. And after selecting my Gmail account, account, Pabbly is asking me for some permission. So I'm just going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. And with this, we have successfully connected our Google Drive account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. Now it's asking me to select the folder. So I'm simply going to select my folder, which is medical bills. So here you have to keep in mind that the folder which you're selecting should be a shareable one. So what do I mean by shareable? Once you have to go towards the folder name, share, and once again towards this share. So over here, the general access should be anyone with the link and editor. It is really important that you keep the general access as anyone with the link and editor. Otherwise, your OpenAI is not going to be able to read the documents. And after giving the folder shareable permissions, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. But before clicking on this save and send test request, I'll just let you know that Google Drive is a pooling based application. So pooling based application means that this application will not check for new data instantly. It is going to take some amount of time to check for the new data. And over here in the case of Google Drive, it is saying the trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So once I'm just going to click on the save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the latest response made in my Google Drive account. Alright, so what I'm just going to do is, first I'm just going to do the test submission, and then only I'm just going to click on the save and send test request. So to do the test submission, I'm just going to open my Google Drive account, and I'm simply going to upload the medical bill right over here. For that, I'm just going to go towards this file upload, and then I'm just going to upload the medical bill right over here. So as you can see that this is the medical bill, so I'm simply going to upload it right over here. And after uploading this medical bill, with this we have successfully did the test submission, and now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request to capture the response for the same right over here. And as you can see that Pabbly has successfully given me the response of the same medical bill which we uploaded right now. And now what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to extract the details from this same medical bill and add it into our Google Sheets. So here you can see that this is the medical bill, right? And now what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to extract the details from this bill and add them into my Google Sheets. For that, I'm just going to select my action application as my AI agent, because I want to transform scan medical bills into expense reports, right? So I'm just going to select my action application as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as extract content from PDF/image. And then I'm simply going to click on this connect, and now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with a Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. So I'm simply going to go towards my OpenAI API key page to get the API key that I need to enter here. And to get this API key, I'm simply going to click on this button which says create new secret key. And now it is asking me for the key name. I'm simply going to enter my key name, and now it is asking me for the project. So I'm simply going to select my project and click on this create secret key button. And now my key has been created. So I'm simply going to copy this key, and then we're going to paste this key right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this key, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save. And with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. Now it is asking me to select the OpenAI model. So I'm simply going to select my OpenAI model as GPT-4o mini. You can select any another of your choice. Now it is asking me for the PDF URL. So I'm simply going to enter the PDF URL right over here, but we are not going to enter it manually by typing or copy pasting it like this, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Drive as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map this web content link right over here and move on further. Now it is asking me for the prompt. So I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. But over here, I'm just going to extract all of these details using the structured output only. So I'm just going to enter a simple prompt right over here because this is the required field. So I'm just going to enter the prompt right over here, which is extract the details from given PDF. So I'm just going to enter a really simple prompt right over here. So now after entering this prompt, we are just going to move on forward. I'm just going to enter the structured output JSON object over here. So to enter this structured output JSON object, I'm just going to follow this important notes, and it is saying to generate the JSON object, navigate to this URL. So I'm just going to open this URL, and we are just going to use this AI only to generate the structured output JSON without knowing any programming or coding language. I'm just going to simply click on this generate button, and now I'm just going to give this a prompt so that it can generate me the JSON schema. So to generate this JSON schema, I'm just going to open the PDF from which I'm just going to extract the details. And over here you can see that these are the details which I want to extract: the patient name, date of visit, and the rest details. Alright, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to open my notepad, and now I'm just going to enter the details which I want to extract. So first I'm just going to extract the patient name. So I'm just going to enter patient name right over here, and after entering this patient name, I'm just going to move on in the new line, and over here I'm just going to enter what is the format of this. So I want this in type of a short text, so I'm just going to enter type of a short text right over here, and after entering this I'm just going to move on in the another line and enter the description for the same, which is extract and provide me the full name of the patient from the medical bill. And now like this only, I'm just going to enter the prompt for all of the details which I want to extract. And as you can see that over here I've successfully entered the prompt for each of the details which I want to extract, and I'm just going to copy this prompt right from here. And after copying this prompt, I'm just going to paste it right over here and click on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, automatically my AI is going to generate me the JSON schema without knowing any programming or coding language. And now my JSON schema has been generated, so I'm simply going to copy this JSON schema and paste it right over here in my workflow. Now after pasting this, I'm simply going to click on this blue button which says save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, automatically my AI agent is going to extract the details from the given PDF, which is from this medical bill, and give it to me as the response right over here. And further, I'm just going to add the same details into my Google Sheets. So we are just going to wait for a few seconds till my AI agent is going to extract and give me the details right over here as the response. Alright, so you can see that my AI agent has successfully extracted all the details and give it to me right over here as the response. And I'm just going to add these same details into my Google Sheets. For that, I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as add new row and click on this connect. Now once again it is asking me for the same, so if you have already connected your Google Sheets, you can go towards this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And now once again Pabbly is asking me to select the Gmail account, so I'm simply going to select my Gmail account, with the help of which I'm just going to connect my Google Sheets. And now Pabbly is asking me for some permissions, so I'm simply going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. And with this, we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly Connects workflow. And after connecting this, I'm simply going to select my spreadsheet right over here, which is medical expense reports, and we're just going to move on forward and select the sheet. And after selecting this spreadsheet and the sheet, we're just going to move on further and enter all of these details. One by one, I'm just going to map all of these details. And now I'm just going to map all of these details one by one. So first, I'm just going to map the patient name, then I'm just going to map the date of visit, and then I'm just going to map the invoice number. We are just going to move on further. I'm just going to map this services right over here. We're just going to move on further. I'm just going to map the total amount, the payment method, then I'm just going to map the date of the payment. So one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details right over here. And after mapping all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request. And now these details have been added into my spreadsheet. As you can see, all the details have been added right over here in my spreadsheet. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now whenever I'm just going to add a medical bill right over here in my Google Drive account, automatically using the same medical bill, AI agent is going to extract the content from the same medical bill, and then further it is going to add that content into my Google Sheets. That too without any manual intervention. All of this is going to happen in backend without any errors. So now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.